All right, Vic, firstly, how have you found the first couple of games in Wellington Phoenix colours?
Yeah, amazing to be playing for the Wellington Phoenix, and it's nice to start off with 2 home games, one more, and then we'll be on the road for a couple. But yeah, Sky Stadium, amazing place to play. Big stadium, so it does feel a bit empty at times, and therefore it was quite nice last week to get a taste of Porirua Park. It's a nice field, it's a good sized venue, and the fans were out, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, it was your first experience there. It seems like the team feels more comfortable there. Is that how you felt?
I did feel that, actually. Yeah, I think it's home for a lot of the players, and it probably feels a bit more like home than Sky Stadium just because of the size of it. So yeah, I was excited to play there, and the field is in reasonable condition considering it's had rugby on it during the winter. So yeah, I think we want to try and make that a place where teams struggle to play good football, and a place where everyone hates to come to.
Yeah, and for you, how would you sum up the first 2 performances as well?
Yeah, I think they've improved. The first game, I think we were quite frustrated. We let the game get quite transitional. It was a little bit windy, and we kind of played into the conditions, unfortunately, and then we threw away a couple of chances that we had as well. So last week, I think we were able to take a notch up, and we did better. We started much better. We scored a couple minutes in, which obviously puts us on the front foot. And yeah, now it's just about trying to finish games off. And I think we did have the chance to do it early on in the game, and we didn't. So it's just, how can we continue to create those chances as the game goes on without giving too much up at the back?
It's obviously a small sample size, but how have you found the quality, the standard of the ALeague?
Yeah, it's been good. It's quite transitional, it's quite fast and physical. So as a goalie, it's cool. I have to stay switched on all the time, and I think, the action, you're involved in the action quite a lot. But yeah, I do think it's going to be a tough season. I think we have the quality to win the league, but I think we're going to have to be slightly more clinical in these games because, 2 draws is okay, but we can't afford to carry on like this.
Melbourne Victory this week. They've been one of the standard bearers of the league for quite a long time now. What do you make of the challenge about playing them and trying to get that first win over them for the Phoenix?
Yeah, Melbourne Victory is a good side, and I look forward to playing them. We know it's not going to be an easy game. I don't think any of the games in the ALeague are going to be easy, but that's what makes them exciting, right? So yeah, I would love to be part of a team that crushes Victory's dreams this year, along with all the other teams in the ALeague. So yeah, I would love us to get that first win, and hopefully it can come this weekend if we can, use last week as a stepping stone and continue to put better performances every week forward.
And what's it like having a 17-year-old on the other end in pair of lock? Do you just think it's crazy to think someone so young doing so well in the start of their professional career?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool to see the young ones coming through. They've got the creativity and they've got the excitement that we once had as well when we were younger, and now we're a bit more, I guess, polished and probably a bit more cynical at times and that sort of thing. But yeah, I love to see the young ones coming through. It's great that they have these opportunities without initially having to leave the country at age 17, and Pia did really well on the weekend. She assisted the goal, and I think she's got a bright future ahead of her.
A couple of questions from Luke Robinson at TVNZ as well. There's so many chances that the team has created in the first couple of games. How crucial is it to take them going forward, given you may not create that many every match?
Yeah, football's a funny game, isn't it? I think you need to take your chances where you can because you might only get a few a game. We were lucky enough to have a few chances, but then when you don't convert them, then the game just gets harder and harder, and the longer that another team stays in the game or they get a sniff, then you're kind of asking for a transitional finish, which is what the game was, I think. In the last kind of 10 minutes, both teams had opportunities. If we can be a bit more clinical, putting the game to bed earlier, especially in the first half when we did have a couple of chances, then we can control the game and then it doesn't become quite so transitional.
Cool. And from where you are in terms of seeing the game from the back, is what you're wanting to do as a team clicking? Does it look like how you're wanting it to?
I think at times it looks fantastic from the back. Sometimes I stand back there and I have to remember that I'm not a spectator, I'm actually playing the game, and I want to give my team a little round of applause. And then other times you can kind of see things unfolding a little bit ahead of time, and sometimes you see it in the moment as well. So I think we're trying to play the football that Bev wants us to play, but we also need to acknowledge the fact that there's an opposition. So what we do in training is always harder to implement in the game. And I think that's where we're trying to make the improvements, is applying what we do in training over to the game so we can finish games off and be more clinical.